I'll count down. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Kirby Superstar Ultra. This is a DS remake for the original SNES Classic that probably a lot of you already know. We start off with Spring Breeze, which is basically what you just saw with KDL1, only reskinned and with abilities this time. Ah, damn, I went too early there. So, with Poppy Bro, you can just kill him quickly like this. So in Superstar Ultra, you have abilities, and those abilities can do a lot of different things, which I'll be using a lot. We're starting out with the ability called Beam, for obvious reasons. It's called Beam. And here we have Wispy. And then we get a Kirby dance. Because who doesn't love Kirby dances? So now we're done with Beam, and we're going to switch over to Fighter. The only real reason why we want Fighter is to get through a few blocks and to avoid this. When you fall from too high, you will bounce, and it'll lose you about half a second. So you try to avoid that. Oh, I wanted to grab that. So this is an invincibility candy. What it does, it greatly increases your speed and makes you invincible to everything and deal damage to most enemies. It doesn't work on final bosses though, but it works on mid bosses, so that's cool. I also grabbed Fire and I switched him to Helper. What helpers are computer-controlled friends that'll walk along with you and do a lot of stuff with you. You use them to solve puzzles, or in this case, I used it to store an ability, which is Fire. Oh. That one is a little annoying. It just moves up and down, and you have to jump at the right moment. So the main way of moving with Fire is this burning attack. Which is pretty fast and deals a bunch of damage. So I'm going to attempt a quick kill here, and I failed. Actually, I think I got it, but I derped it. So this attack is called the Inferno. It makes you go completely stationary, but deals a lot of damage. So if you know where your enemies are going to go, it's a very useful attack to deal a lot of damage. Oh, wow. Oh. So this is Krakow. And this was Krakow. So next up is DDD. And as DDD is in most games, DDD is a bit of a troll. Most of his attacks are RNG. But the first thing he'll do is jump towards me. And he jumped to me again. That's mediocre RNG. Wow, 2 jumps. That is bad RNG. And then but luckily we deal a lot of damage, so we kill them. So at the end of almost every single game mode, there's a cutscene. But nobody's got time for cutscenes, so we just soft reset the game. And that'll allow us to skip the cutscene and go fast. So the next game mode that we'll be playing is Dynablade. Its gimmick is that it has a map. It's not very special. I'll be performing the first bigger trick, which is called mixing. It's a 4-frame trick. It happens when you suck up 2 enemies, and then you get on a reel like this. Nice, first try. So I mixed for Jet, which is the ability you'll be seeing a lot of. And it's a really nice ability, as you can see. Makes you go fast. So what I'm doing with my movement here is I keep doing running jumps into air dashes, as they're called. And they're very useful. So there's an invincibility candy up here. We'll just grab that. There's a lot more things you can do with Jet. I'll be explaining them as they come along. And at the end of every stage in Dynablade, we have this cannon minigame. If you go further and further, you get like more points, because score was a thing in older games. So I'm doing the 100% category, which entails getting certain things in certain game modes. And in Dynablade, it's getting these buttons. So I have to press 2 buttons to get to secret rooms that have all kinds of abilities in them, which is pretty cool. And then we have our first auto-scroller, because what good game doesn't have auto-scrollers? So what I'm doing with the Jet here is I'm charging it up, and then with shielding, I'll release it again. I'll like charge it up, and now I can do whatever with it. It's a big part of how you fight bosses with Jet. And it makes Jet a very good ability, because it deals a lot of damage and it goes really fast. So most of the actual boss fights are me charging up. Ah, damn. Bad spacing. You try to space yourself as well as possible with these air dashes. Here we have bunkers. You can actually jump up pretty far and give me some stars I can grab, but couldn't show that off. Okay, now we have Caco Caves. Caco Caves is kind of annoying because there's a lot of blocks. And as you can see, you can bonk off of those blocks, even though they're breakable. And it really gets on my nerves whenever that happens, because it feels completely random to me. I have no idea what causes it. It's also a pretty technical section. Well, not really actually, now I think about it. So here I'm trying to stay up here. Ah, damn, I failed that. To space myself out here correctly, so as you saw I bonked again. At the end of your air dash you have a higher chance of bonking than at the start. And then we grab the star to go to another part. So the next mid-boss is called Bugsy. And Bugsy is annoying. I got lucky though, he did a single jump. Sometimes he can like just jump around all over the place, and that makes it very annoying for me to get him. And you can do a donation if you want to.
Excellent. I currently have 2 donations. One from Scuttlegoat, who donated $5, saying, "I'm only donating because my donation might get read here." Honestly, I never got my donation read in a GDQ. Aww. And then we have a $50 donation from the one, the only Kirby Master, saying, "Good luck on the KSSU run, Kinnin. Make sure you use the Parasol strats in the Great Cave Offensive, and may the Bandana D be with you."
Thank you very much. I will never use Parasol strats. Ever. They're slow. So here's the other button in Dynablade. I also grabbed another invincibility candy, which is allowing me to go fast here. So coming up next, about the mix, I didn't fully explain everything about it. You can actually mix more than just abilities, because there's more on the reel. So here I'm gonna try. Nice. So I just mixed an invincibility candy because it's on the reel. It's really nice because there's a mid-boss rush coming here. And that makes this really, really easy.
Can I do a quick donation that just came in?
Sure, go ahead.
Because it is a $400 donation from Gviker.
Oh.
Saying, nice run, Fretzy. Good luck on yours as well, too, Kinnin. Shout-outs to the Kirby community, which I love so much. Thank you so much for that essentially $4,000 donation, because all donations gets matched 10 times with the U.S. government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vicker. So this is Dynablade. His strat is really cool. Blink it and you'll miss it. And he's dead. So with a full charge, you can, with most abilities, you can grab stars, and that makes some bosses really easy. And contrary to popular belief, we are not killing these birds. We're learning them how to fly. But you never get to see that cutscene because that's soft reset. So next up is Gourmet Race. Gourmet Race is kind of weird because of how it works. When you're running on the ground, you have the speed as if you have a invincibility candy. But the moment you jump, you lose all of that speed. So you're trying to keep on the ground as much as you can. So you can see that right here. I just slow down. So then you'll have like normal jumping speed. I don't really understand why that works that way. Also, level 2 has way better music than level 1. It's just true. You can deny it all you want. So in Gourmet Race, you're trying to like race against DDD to get the most food as you can. But for every win you get like 30 points. So in the end you can just win easily by going fast, which we like doing here. So in level 3 you actually get some abilities. We're gonna use, not Jet, we're gonna use Wing, because there's a really cool trick with vertical movement with Wing. Damn. Where you quickly do a certain dive that'll go up for a bit, and then you instantly cancel out of it with A. So you do that, which is a really cool strat to do. How I do that is I just mash B and A at the same time because I'm bad. I'm honestly probably one of the worst runners at it. So here you see it slowly. And it can be a little bit wonky here and there. 4-3 isn't very good. So that was Gourmet Race. There's no cutscene at the end, so we just go into Great Cave Offensive instantly. So Great Cave Offensive is my least favorite part of the run. The routing of it is really cool, but the actual like going through it is just, it's such a slog. I really don't like it. So the point of the game is to, the 100% for this game mode is to grab all the treasures in the game. You can see that on the second screen. There's like a counter, which is now 2 out of 60, so you need to collect 60 treasures. And then with those 60 treasures, you have to go out. Oh. So here we get Wing again, because we're gonna get some vertical movement. Oh wow. So that was the grab move of Wing. It's actually really slow to get, so there we go. So in the next room here, I'm trying to avoid hitting that block in the middle, because if I do, the treasure will fall down on it and like go into the lava. And I have to reload the entire area, and it's very slow. Quite annoying. Also, if you might have noticed, a lot of these treasures are like references to other Nintendo games and Kirby games. Some of them are just kind of weird. Like this is the Echiko candy. Actually don't know what it is, but someone probably gets that reference. Okay, nice, I didn't bonk. So for this section, you're supposed to go all the way around on the top, and you need to hit another block before you can leave, or you can get the treasure, but it's really badly programmed, so you can just go at it from the inside. Oh. Now we're gonna have a really, really hard mid-boss fight, and it's done. So these two can be a little annoying when they charge up like that, because they'll shoot. Trying to avoid that. So I want to go a little fast here, because you can actually get in between these Gordos, but I need to get a little luck. I didn't. So I need to wait. If you don't get hit there, you can just go in between them, and it's really fast. So, oh, fuck. So another property of Wing is that you can cut wires with it. There are 3 abilities you can do that with, Sword Cutter and Wing. So it's very useful to have Wing here. Oh damn. However, we're kind of done with Wing. Luckily there's a Jet here, so we'll grab Jet again, because we love Jet. Here we have Fatty Will. I got bad RNG. There's 2 things you can do. You can like either jump over the screen like that, or do like multiple jumps. And that was Fatty Will. So next up we have this cart section. You're supposed to go into the cart, but the cart is really slow, so we just skip it and go fast with Jet. It's honestly actually a pretty easy skip to do. So this is one of the more evil treasures, where you have to go all the way down. You just have to know that you can break these blocks and go down, because you actually can't see it from up here. So I stored another full charge. I'll be using it a little bit later on. Okay, let's see. This pan can be very annoying. If you're not fast enough, it'll just fall down, and you lose half a minute due to it, which is it's just meh. Also, there are some memes coming up. We will first get the Helix fossil, and then we'll get the Dome fossil. Praise Helix. I'm very sorry I had to grab the Dome fossil. I do want 100%. Go. So in the water, most of the movement is done by the D-pad. You can press A to go up, as with all Kirby games, which is pretty nice. So this section is a little annoying. You have to... yeah, that was badly done. This is the power paint. I can't say it. Wow. The Power Paintbrush. There we go. Which is from another Kirby game, Campus Curse, which is a really fun game, honestly. So this next section is kind of the most annoying for me because, well, I just bonk here all the time. Like that. You can go through it like in one go without bonking, and when I do, it's so nice. I love it. So you see these weird blue guys walking around. They have an attack where they can steal your ability from you, which can be very annoying because you have to chase them down and get your ability back, and it usually loses you about half a minute to do that. But I went through it perfectly. There we go, and that's the last treasure of Crystal. So you might have noticed that I'm playing the game in Japanese. Usually with Kirby games it doesn't matter in which version you play, but for this one it does, because there's a lot of text here, and for some reason in the English version the text speed is like really slow. Also, this is an RPG boss, and I messed it up. Cool. So you can only attack them when they're on the ground, and sometimes they'll attack first. And there we beat him. We got good RNG, which is nice. And now we're gonna get all kinds of stats, which don't really matter, but it's kind of sad that it's in Japanese, so I can't read it. We got time for a donation.
We actually have quite a couple of donations if you have a moment.
Go ahead.
Perfect. First of all, we have a $2 donation from Zarathos saying, dude, is that Kirby? That's pretty cool. Then we have a $5 donation from True Shade saying, what? I have no idea. Poyo, Kinnin Poyo. Better use that double fire. And then we have a $10 donation from Beamercon saying, newest arm wrestling is worth every money. Then we have a $100 donation from Kanjo saying shout out to all the restreams, especially the French restream, hashtag ESA hype. And Kinnin, whenever you have a minute spare, let me know because we've been challenged to do something really stupid.
Oh, really?
We have.
I'll tell you.
Perfect, thank you.
So this is Tower. Tower is kind of a maze, so the routing is very important, and I just messed up that strap. Great. So I'm trying to keep this all these blocks here, so I can grab the treasure. I'm also switching to hammer for a little bit later on, so we can use it on a certain area, because Kirby games love puzzles. Yeah, I think you can go for the challenge right now.
Perfect. All right, so we have a $50 anonymous donation, and it challenges to do this. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
Thank you very much, Anonymous, for that $50 donation.
Good singing, guys. So we used hammer to get down to the basement here, which is really, really long elevators. Luckily, we won't have to go back up them, though. Also, double fire me. Double fire. So, Juke Hit is kind of annoying. I got good RNG, but apparently that didn't kill him. Whenever he does his attacks, certain attacks will always make you lose your ability. So I'm helpering fire here because there's a very, very, very weird physics going on here. Burning Leo can breathe fire underwater. Makes sense, right? I do that every day. Oh, wow. Jumped incorrectly. So, because the elevators are very long, we'll just do a death warp, and we'll end up at the start again. Sadly, though, we don't have an ability right now, but luckily, there is a mix here. And I failed the first try. There we go, second try. That's good. So, for the rest of this section, we'll be doing some cool stuff with Wing. There are also some puzzles coming up where we need Wing. So this is the evilest room in the game. If you ever hit one of those sleeper things, you will lose your ability and you will lose a lot of time. So I helpered Wing, because for some reason the helpers don't have a sleep ability. They cannot sleep ever, which is really sad when you think about it. But that makes it like easy and safe. It loses about 3 seconds over not doing it, but marathon safety. So this is why I wanted Wing. So now we're gonna help her winging and grab stone. We need both of these abilities at a certain point for a puzzle. So I'm gonna try and keep my bird on alive, which is harder than you'd think because the CPU is brain dead. I'm not kidding with it. They can just kill themselves in the weirdest way possible and lose you a lot of time. I'm not doing so great myself either, but... Oh, nice. Secret tomato. So I went into the boss room real quick, but I don't really like fighting the boss right now. These abilities are kind of bad for it. So I'll just leave again. Maybe we'll fight the boss later. So for this section we need stone to grab this ability because there's a pretty strong current going upwards. You can only really reach it with stone. There are some stones around here, but it's easier to just bring my own. So this is the puzzle where I needed both wing and stone for. There we go. And then we get into this room with a lot of painful things. And grab the King's Cape. And then we kill ourselves. So when I went into the boss room, I set a flag, and I now respawn inside the boss room, which is really nice. So now we can grab a proper ability to fight against the boss, and that is Ninja in this case. Ninjas are cool. So I actually want to get hit there and here as well, because that tongue that he came out is a grabbing attack, and the only way you can avoid that is by using invincibility frames. Yep. So this area you need to be pretty fast. Ooh, I'm messing it up. Okay, cool. When you press that button, you need to go up as quickly as possible to try and get it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. And now we go down again. And you have time for a donation or two.
Alright, we have $5 from Dizzy Prime saying, "It's been a great marathon. Yet another amazing week in the lovely country. Congratulations to all runners so far, and to the few runners left, good luck." And we have $15 from Oral Blackwell saying, "Poyo! Heart, heart, heart." Same comment almost for a $5 donation from KW092 saying, Poyo!
So at the end of tower, we have our lovely jetpack. We really do love our jet in this game, and we'll keep using it as much as we can. And we just do a card skip. It's honestly pretty recently that I added this jet, because we used to do tower in the other order. Ooh. So what just happened there is whenever you get hit by an enemy, there is a random chance that you will lose your ability, which can be very annoying. Because in most Kirby games, it's actually always lose your ability. And we got time for another donation. Or are there none? Okay, so this cannon section, you just press A at the right time. Not very special. And then we're gonna go back to one of our favorite mid bosses, Bugsy. Ah, damn. There we go. Got a little lucky with where he jumped. His jumps are basically random where he lands up, and it's very annoying to deal with. Okay. So there's a Gordo bouncing around here. Luckily I avoided him. And there we go. Ah! So we're gonna help her jet, and we're gonna grab the strongest ability in the entire game to press a button. Because that's totally what you do with the strongest ability in the entire game. Makes sense, right? And now we're gonna grab this star. You can actually not help her, the jet, but I like doing it because it feels slightly faster for me. A fun thing about Jet is that it's actually the helper name is a nod to the original Superstar, because the helper name there was Capsule J, and in this game it's J2, which is pretty funny. Also because the design is quite different. Also, don't you guys love a little Christmas tree in the middle of July? I sure do. If you guys have a donation, you can go ahead.
Oh, we actually have a couple. So we have $5 from Sir Reuven saying, since we are close to the end of ESA 2016, I want to thank all the people that made this event possible. Also, Fretzy, please don't forget my laptop. And we have a $100 donation from Mirola saying, did anyone say donation incentive? And another $35 from Roma45100 for your extraordinary work for Save the Children. Thank you very much, guys. Keep them coming.
Okay. So we've used Jet for most of this area now, and we're kind of done with it because there's a puzzle coming up where we need a diff helper. So this is Wheelie. He's pretty cool because you can sit on him and ride him, which is pretty awesome. And of course the treasure we get from him is the tire. I mean, who doesn't like tire puns? They're really good. I hope that didn't rub off the wrong way. Or rubber off, rather. So these tires are kind of annoying because they drop randomly. And you have to try and dodge them. Oh wow, that was bad. So now we're gonna go to the final area of Garden, where we will need Cutter. Now you could go and cut all these things, but you need to go all the way to the left. I'm actually gonna keep Wheelie with me. Please, thank you. And grab this treasure, because there's a really cool trick that you can do here with Wheelie. Let's see if I can get it first try. There we go. I don't know how it works, but it works. Also, a thing you might have noticed, whenever I go down on platforms, you hear this small tick. That is the shield button. Whenever I shield and go down on these platforms, you skip the animation of Kirby going down. And it saves a few frames every time I do it, which is really nice. So that's all we need from Cutter. Now we're gonna go to the final boss of Great Cave Offensive. Now Wheel isn't the most optimal ability, but it's the fastest because we still have some sections afterwards where we really need Wheel. Nice, 3 hits. And it doesn't really matter anyways, because here he drops some stones. I would like a stone. Whatever. I actually wanted stone and not fire, but this will work. And that was really loud. I'm sorry, I did not give you a warning for that. There are some explosions in this game that for some weird reason are really, really loud. That was one of them. Now we're gonna go up some elevators. And do a cool helper jump. It's actually pretty nice that I got fire, because then we can go through this even faster. And that was GCO. And we soft reset at the end, because it like scrolls through like a giant amount of treasures. So by doing these game modes, we unlocked Revenge of Meta Knight, which is one of the first game modes with somewhat of a real story. Meta Knight is basically trying to end the lazy lifestyle of Dreamland. So he has this giant airship that he's trying to impose his might upon Dreamland, or Popstar rather. Of course we want to have Jet from the beginning, because we love Jet. So one of the main reasons why Japanese is faster, is you can see it on the second screen, is a lot of these texts. In total, Japanese saves a minute in this game mode alone, and 2 minutes over the entire run. So it's pretty crazy. So this is Heavy Lobster. We could kill him if we wanted to, but there's no real reason to it because it's all on a timer. You can actually kill him before the timer goes off and, well, this happens. But it actually causes a few frames where the game kind of pauses that timer, so we avoid doing that. So a lot of jet movement in this section, and probably one of the more annoying mid-bosses here. But that was pretty good. That mid-boss can do a lot of annoying things, and you just have to deal with her. Or him, rather, because he's called Iron Man. Now, other than having an actual somewhat story line, this game also is known for auto-scrollers. This is auto-scroller number 1. I do hope you enjoy watching this for 40 seconds. If there's any donations during any auto-scroller, you can just go ahead. I usually get pretty bored during these, so I just tap along with the music. Yeah, offbeat. So now we're done with the auto-scroller, and we're gonna go straight into a boss fight. I hope you guys haven't missed him. Here is Wispy Woods. Now I know some people really love the double fire meme, but I think Twin Woods is a better meme. Twin Woods! Oh, ow. So now we're trying to get back on the halberd, but we're gonna get shot down by the cannons of the halberd, which is somewhat annoying. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So spacing here is pretty important. Yeah, so I messed up my spacing at the start there and got hit. So we're trying to kill that tack before he takes our jet. You don't like people taking our jets? They're mine. So here we have double bunkers, because everything in 2 is better. Well, slightly too early there. Okay. So in this level, most people casually would go to the right and go all the way to and fro, but there's this one tile gap here where we can just easily go up. I like to call it the elevator, even though it's not really an elevator. So another cool thing about Jet is that you can light these cannons with it. This cannon will somehow achieve liftoff. And here we have Dynablade, who will try and help us get on the halberd. Sadly though, halberd gets shut down. Does someone want to call PETA on Meta Knight? If you have time for a donation, you can go ahead.
We have a couple. We have a $50 donation by Sphere MJ saying, I love ESA. So do I. Then we have a $10 donation from the guest with double S saying, hey Kinnin and Fretzy, guest here. I hope you're all having a great time at ESA 2016. Good luck on the run, my man. Shout outs to Meta Knight and the Beard. P.S. Bork. Boyo!
Bork.
And then we have a $1.35 donation from Anonymous saying, thank you for releasing me from the mind-numbing pain of never having a donation read. I can move on with my life now. Excellent. Keep them coming. Oh, by the way, good news. The arm wrestling incentive has been met. Miltent will be facing off Nubis after Ninja Gaiden. And that actually will, well, do you have it on a moment?
There's actually something coming up.
Take it away.
So that was some boss fights. The next boss fight is a really cool strat again. Again, it's a blink and you'll miss it strat, but it's pretty awesome. So this is main cannon number 2, which is once again a nod to the original game. And he'll drop a bomb on me, which I will grab, and I will kill him with it. Which is a pretty awesome strat in my book. You can go ahead now.
All right, so because what would have been the final donation incentive got met, there is actually going to be the ultimate final donation incentive for ESA 2016, which will be a glitch showcase for Super Mario 64 happening right after the relay race. And it is currently at $11 out of 2,250, and hopefully that'll get met because I can't wait to see what kind of crazy stuff they'll show. It's going to be about 30 minutes of a glitch exhibition, so hopefully we can meet that before the end of the marathon. Thank you.
So now that we're on the halberd, by the way, we are currently destroying it. It's mostly due to them trying to throw stuff at us to kill us. So here they are trying to hatch a plan to kill me, which is not very nice of them. Sadly though, we're going so fast that you can't read everything. What they're basically going to do is release the heavy lobster inside. Now for a very important part. I need to get all blocks or else this run will be invalid. Oh, damn. No! Damn it. I failed it. I have failed us all. So, all blocks is a bit of a joke. I like to go for it. It's not really in the 100% definition, but it brings luck. So now we fight Heavy Lobster for real. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm hovering over him a bit. I didn't get lucky. I feel like for some reason you kind of manipulate his RNG into jumping up and giving you a star. It happens more often when I'm above him for a little bit, but I didn't get lucky this time. So now we have destroyed both of the wings of the halberd. Now we're gonna travel to the next area. So this is the underside of the halberd with the best cutscene in the game. Sadly, it's in Japanese. So these buttons you want to press to open all these doors, and you need to be fast or else they will close again, and you'll have to do the puzzle all over again. Luckily Jet is really fast. So you need to go to that elevator on the left, but there's some stuff in the way, so you need to go here first. So in this door that you just passed, there's this secret stash, which is really cool. So now we are nearing the reactor of the halberd. We cannot damage the thing, the glowing thing right here with our own ability, so we need to guide this laser there. Sadly, this laser is very annoying to guide. I'm destroying those weird blocks on the button to speed up the cycles of this fight. And I'm trying to destroy the laser as well for that reason. But it can be a little annoying. Yeah, I can't speed up that one. So we got pretty lucky on the laser spawns. There are a couple of spots where you will literally be unable to hit the thing. So now, because we haven't had one for a while, we have an auto-scroller. Auto-scrollers are great, aren't they? Again, if you have any donations, you can go ahead.
We do have a $5 donation from Elforest saying, hey, French Restream here. Congrats to all the ESA teams, official and Restreams. We did a great job this year. I wish that next year is going to be even greater. Thank you, too, to all the viewers who come and interact with us and donate for Save the Children. You're all awesome. Thank you, and see you guys next year.
So now we're nearing the end of the... well, we're in the end of the god. So this is the final part where we fight for the very last time against the Meta Knights, where they will try and kill us before they will evacuate the ship, because the ship is going down. Oh wow. I do a very poor job of it though, even though I'm messing up a little bit. Wow. And now the Meta Knights will evacuate ship, and now all we have left is Meta Knight himself. So with Meta Knight, he wants you to grab that sword over there, but sword is a very, very slow ability to kill him with. So we just help our Jet and re-grab it. Now if I get lucky, we can get a really quick kill on him, but he's being a bit of a troll. There we go. So now the halberd is finally down, and to top it off, we get what is basically an auto-scroller. Just put the DS down, put my finger on the A button, and jump here. Ah, damn it. Messed up. Okay, now we can do it. There are only a few inputs I have to do here, so we jump over here. And that is the end of Revenge of Meta Knight. So next up is one of my favorite game modes. It is Milky Way Wishes. The quirk in Milky Way Wishes is that if you suck up an enemy, you cannot copy their ability. Instead, you have to gather what is known as deluxe copy abilities. And you can see on the touchscreen that there are some empty spots. We can use the touchscreen to quickly select what we want. So for instance, we started off with Sky High because it has Jet. And we love Jet. So now we can have Jet anytime we want, which is really nice. We can go ahead with one donation.
All right. We have a $10 donation from Radaflux saying, Kirby, 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 that's the name you should know. Kirby, 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 he's the star of the show. P.S. Bell Kirby, best Kirby.
So this is a bit of a maze where we have to choose the right doors to get to the right areas. Of course I know exactly where to go. And here we have Wing. So we basically got all the good movement abilities in one level, which is nice. Even though we won't be using them much. Because Jet is just too good. And then we fight against Krakow. So the game really likes to reuse bosses. Which is okay by me. There are a lot of strats for every boss with different abilities. So the story of Milky Way Wishes is that the Sun and Moon have started fighting. We don't know why, but we need to try and stop them. And the way to stop them is by collecting the energy of the planets around us and asking the asking Galactic Nova to make them stop. So here we got Copy. Because we cannot actually suck up enemies and copy them, instead we get this ability that is called Copy, which basically does that. It's not a very useful ability, except for one very important moment. So in Cavius, it's a bit of a mid-boss. Wow. Can I do a movement, please? Thank you. It's a bit of a mid-boss rush where we fight against a couple of mid-bosses. And we switch back and forth to Jet a lot. So this is the reason why Copy is amazing. You can actually copy abilities from mid-bosses. So this is Hammer. When it comes to fighting any boss or any enemy, Hammer is your way to go. It is the strongest thing you can use. I mean, it just one-shots this mid-boss, because why not? You can go ahead with a few donations.
All right, beautiful. We only have one, but it's a $10 donation by Bumblebee B2 saying, "Foreign beards, let them grow." Oh yeah, don't forget the good cause.
So here we have another invincibility candy, which is going to be useful for the next boss. I'm going to attempt a 2-cycle kill. It's kind of hard. Of course we use Hammer, so I'm going to focus a little bit. Nice. We actually got it. So you might notice that whenever I grab that little thing in the middle, I will use my ability for a bit. That is to prevent me from bouncing, because it's actually on a height where you will bounce on the ground. So by doing a little attack, it'll allow you not to bounce. Oh, mess that up a little. Oh, that. So once again, invincibility candy makes me invincible. And just go everywhere where I want. I want to go here. Thank you. You actually fall faster than the elevator, so you try to skip it as much as you can. There's another little button puzzle. It's not very hard, this one. You can kind of skip going all the way down there with a well-placed Jet Blast. Ooh. So these are all mid-bosses left and right. We want to go here first against this mid-boss. And as you can see, Hammer is pretty strong. So this is Plasma. Now, a lot of people who have seen Superstar runs will say, like, isn't Plasma the strongest ability? But it's actually heavily nerfed in this game. It takes more inputs, and it does less damage. So we avoid using it. Also, a really cool move you can do with Hammer is you can throw it. Oh wow, I messed that up. It's only useful in Milky Wishes because when you use it, you will lose your ability. So we switch back to Jet because in the next level we will be needing Jet. And I'll do that more often. So next is Hotbeat, also known as the Destroyer of Runs. As you can see, there is a lot of lava all around, so you're trying to avoid getting hit by that. And that means I need to have good spacing, and I messed that up. Oh wow. So the way you're supposed to go up here is by going up to grab a invincibility candy, but we can just skip that by doing a damage boost, which is quite nice. And then we grab fire. And we're gonna do some cool fire movements. So when you're doing this spinning attack and you're landing on the ground, you will go pretty fast. So I hope I was fast enough. Yeah, that was nice. So by skipping getting the invincibility candy, we can do this, which is pretty nice. Makes that section go really fast. I'm honestly making this look a little bit easy, I think. So with these cannons, it's pretty easy. We just mash A. Because cannons, on default, when you mash the A button, will go to the right. And because we have a boss fight, we're going to be using Hammer, and we're going to use some cool strats. So the animation for the Hammer flip that I've been using is pretty slow. But luckily, when you get hit, it'll reset it quickly, so you can just go and do a new one. So next up is the obligatory water level. Every game needs to have one. Luckily, it's not that bad. You got time for a donation.
Beautiful. We have a $1.50 donation from Becca saying, "This is a poem for you all, by me, Becca. Roses are red, violets are blue. I love Hunky. Yes, it's true. ESA is awesome. You guys are so great. I'll donate more next time. So just you wait. Blush, blush."
So not too long ago, Kirby Master mentioned Parasol strats. This is Parasol. As you can see, it's actually pretty fast, and most important of all, it's a really swaggy ability. And it's really pretty. There we go. So until recently we used Wheel here, but someone found out that just using Parasol is way faster, which makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I never did that. You can actually keep Stone here, but I'm really bad at the strat, so I tend not to. I just switch to Hammer because it's just easier for me. I'm more used to it. And now we could go all the way around and back to the left, but it's actually slower. It's actually like about the same speed to just kill ourselves here. When you enter with less health, it'll automatically become faster, which is a very nice thing. So here we have another maze. There is actually another deluxe ability here. Oh, I forgot to mention. You might notice that I've been collecting all these deluxe copy abilities. 4100% definition, we need to collect all 19 of those. You can see a counter in the bottom right on the second screen, where it'll tell you how much you have. And the yellow buttons will tell you as well if you got all the abilities from this specific area. Sorry if Fatty will again, and I derped. So this is what good RNG on him looks like, but I messed up the strats. But that's fine. We can just kill him quickly like this. You can also cancel the bounce by simply sucking without actually sucking up anything. So next up is Floria, which is a pretty cool area. It has a pretty cool gimmick where you, by entering certain doors, you will change the seasons. And that'll allow you to go through certain sections differently, and different doors will appear. There we go. I'll be switching back and forth the jet a lot here. So for instance, that tree is always pretty big when it's not autumn. So by switching to certain seasons, you get different areas you can go to in the level. There we go. Back to autumn, and then we're gonna go to the final boss of this level. Or just a boss, rather. Which is Twin Woods. So yeah, I mentioned that this game likes to rehash bosses. And with Hammer it becomes pretty easy. I'm actually switching to Jet here for the next level, making the next level slightly easier. It's not that much of a difference, but I like doing it, so I do it. So this is Half Moon, which is a pretty hard to do level, so I'll be a bit quiet. There we go. Okay. So if you touch those blocks, you will get a lot of damage, and it'll slow you down by a lot. Huh. So this is the first time we actually go into a minecart. You can actually skip going into the minecart, and it'll be slightly faster, but I'm very bad at that strat, so I don't do it. So with the hammer throw attack, you can deal a lot of damage, and the hammer will keep going. So here we have a double mid boss that will just make mincemeat of. And then we'll switch back to Jet, because there's a pretty cool section here where you go up fast. Go. And that is the final deluxe copy ability. So all we have to do now is finish finish the game mode. So here we have a pretty familiar boss. It is Computer Virus, which is a little bit harder. Though, with Hammer, it becomes a lot easier. So, nice! So that one cycle is pretty hard. Until recently, we thought it was impossible to do a one cycle on that guy, until a very awesome person named Profane Glitch came along and discovered that damage boost, where we deal just enough damage to him. And now we get a lot of stats. You can do a donation.
Alright, we got a $6.90 donation, which, thanks to the US government, is a $69 donation from Zephication, saying, "Did someone say Mario glitches? LBLJ hype? Also give him that Kirby hammer. Wink.
So now we have collected all the power of the stars, so we're gonna go to Galactic Nova and ask him to make them Sun and Moon from fighting. And sadly, just before that happens, Marx jumps in and says he wants to be the ruler of Popstar. So he's been given a lot of power by Nova, and then Nova barrels down to Popstar. So now we are trying to stop Nova with a good old shoot 'em up, which is in almost every single Kirby game. If Sonny Roth is watching, I'm very sorry. I will not go for True Nova. I am very bad at it. Oh. If you hit the sides, you'll get damaged, but it's not that bad. You can take a lot of damage easily because you have a lot of health. Oh, okay, that is getting a bit too much though. So this is the nucleus. There's a pretty cool strat here. So you need to destroy these things, and if you destroy a couple, like, something will happen with the speed. So we skip these two, and then we kill this one so that the pillars will go to the left again. There we go. Otherwise you have to go all the way around, and that loses you about 10 seconds. Actually no, it loses you 20. So now we fight against Marx, who is a pretty annoying guy. And there's some RNG involved, but at the start he will always spawn right there. And we can just hammer him down. Ooh, that's bad. I got good RNG though. Where he spawns there is completely RNG. And that was Milky Way Wishes. So now that we finished all these game modes, we get a bunch of new ones. The first one is the Arena. The Arena is kind of a staple in Kirby games ever since Kirby's Adventure. And we get to do 3 of them in this run, which is somewhat cool. So of course we pick Hammer, because Hammer is too strong. This was a damage boost, but I kind of got screwed over by RNG. Again, if you get hit, there's a random chance that you lose your ability, and it can be very annoying. Oh, missed. So Dynablade can land over either left or right. I want him to spawn to the right. If he does to the nice. Because if he does to the left, this hitbox of the hammer spin won't properly hit. Oh yeah. And this can happen. When he does the attack, if you kill him, he will just keep going with the animation. It is a very annoying time loss. Okay, so here's Wham Bam Rock again. Let's see if we can 2-cycle him once more. Ah, I messed up. The timing there is pretty close. So we do a 3-cycle, which is fine. So about Twinwoods, I usually start on the left side, because then the right tree will do puffs. Otherwise, it will instantly start dropping a lot of things on me, and that is very annoying to have to deal with. There we go. You can go ahead with some donations.
Beautiful. We have a $10 donation from Celio24 saying, "Hello everyone. Thanks to the organizers from a French commentator restream. For the next ESA, I hope the Witness... I hope the Witness gets in, or gets played, I guess. Go donations for Mario 64 a Glitch Showcase, guys. Baguette du fromage." Then we have a $9 donation from Lukiel51 saying, "I'm French," or "I love the French," or either or. Thanks to everyone for this amazing event. We all did something great this week, and I can't wait for ESA 2017. Come on, let's reach 30K for Save the Children. I fully agree. Let's do it. Then there's a $5 donation from Muad saying, this game was my second most played game on the SNES, with only Super Metroid beating it and Super Mario World just behind it. But this was the most fun since it had co-op. I'd like to remind you all that you are watching ESA 2016. If you want to tweet out the event, use the hashtag ESA16. We are in the final stretch, and we're actually working towards a final donation incentive goal, which is a glitch showcase after the Super Mario 64 relay race, which is going to be pretty hype. So if you guys want to get your donations in for that, that'd be really cool as it pushes us closer to that magical 30K. Thank you very much, and keep them coming.
So a lot of the boss strats here are just the same as you've seen. So this is Computer Virus again. You might notice that he pops up a lot. We actually get to see him 6 times, which is pretty annoying because every time he does a bad cycle, we will lose 10 seconds. So like this, we can't hit him right now and we just automatically lose 10 seconds. And he actually shielded, which can be bad, but in this case, it's good. Well, it doesn't matter actually, but it is one of the faster things he can do. Okay. Pretty decent luck. Oh, that's way too early. There we go. And here we have Bandanity, which is the coolest character in this game. Sadly, he is also the easiest to kill. Poor Bandanity. Ah, damn. If you get good RNG on this fight, you can actually one-cycle it with Hammer, but I got a mediocre one. So next up is Meta Knight, who is still wanting us to grab a sword. Well, if you so insist, we'll grab your sword. I like Hammer more. Oh, okay, there we go. That was a bit closer than I thought it would be. So here I'm trying to position myself properly so that the enemies will fall backwards, so I can destroy them quickly. Yep. Same goes for here, but they actually don't get one shot. Bonkers is particularly resistant to damage. So here we have Camellia Arm again, where we will once again be using the damage boost strat. You might have noticed that Camellia Arm changes color every time. There's actually certain things he throws that you can suck up, and you can actually change his color with that specific ability that he gives you, which is really awesome. Luigi. Mario, rather. So the final boss of the arena is always Marks. So we have to deal with his RNG again. Let's hope we get lucky. Nice, we got lucky again. If he spawns outside of my range, I will lose about 10 seconds. So next up is Revenge of the King. You've all seen Spring Breeze probably. If you haven't, well, this is Spring Breeze on steroids. This is a completely bonkers and annoying stage. You can get shut down here in a heartbeat. There are so many enemies on the screen. You start off with Cutter. Ah, wow. So there's actually a jet mix I could do here, but it's a very long one and hard one. So I usually don't go for it in anything other than ILs. So So we just keep Cutter for now. It's fast enough. Nice. That cat can get really annoying and hit you a lot. But so this is Fan. If you touch him, he will grab you and you will lose a lot of time. So you're trying to keep away from him for a little bit. I got really lucky on what he did though. Usually he just jumps around, but I got extremely lucky. Oh well. I'll take that. Wow. Please. There we go. So now we're done with Cutter. I'm gonna switch to Ninja here. It's basically the best ability we can get our hands on for next boss fight. Which is a little bit familiar. It's Wispy Wood's Revenge. As you can see, he's differently colored, and his attacks are a little bit more devious. Those purple apples, for instance, you cannot suck up. Oh wow. And his puffs become tornadoes. There we go. Ah, went for a one-frame trick there. If you do that at the right moment, you will get the star and land quickly. It's pretty nice. So here's some movement. Nice. That bit of movement you need to be quickly enough for to get. So I've been missing a certain ability a lot. We haven't used it in like 10 minutes now. I think I want it back. Well, I'm doing a really bad job of respawning these enemies. And I've messed up the mix. So this is the easiest mix in the game. Of course I'm messing it up because it's a marathon. There we go. It is the first on the reel, so all you have to do is mash A and hope you hit it on the right frame. So here we have Jet back. I think you just love Jet. I sure do. You can go ahead with donations.
Excellent. We have a $20 donation from Little Square saying, "Hi, Kinnin. Kirby's cute. Thank you for all the cute. Good luck and go cute fast." Wow. I'd also like to remind people that your donations will get matched for... your donations get amplified by 10 times when you make a donation. So the $20 Little Square donation was actually a $200 donation, pushing us further towards that 30,000 goal, with indeed the final incentive of the marathon, a Super Mario 64 glitch exhibition, if you will, that is going to be displayed right after the SM64 120-star relay race. So keep them coming.
This is Lolo and Lala's Revenge. If I get lucky, I can two-cycle this boss, but it doesn't seem like I am able to. So I guess I'll just recycle. It's fine. It's still really fast with Jet. There we go. So Crash Clouds is the more technical area of this game. There's a lot of specific jet movement I need to do. A lot of good spacing. For instance here, the spacing is just very annoying to deal with. Ah, missed that jump up. There we go. Ah, again, messed up the spacing. It is quite annoying. This is Krakow Jr.'s Revenge. He luckily spawns an enemy for me, so I can just kill him very quickly. It's actually quite RNG, so I got lucky. Also, a thing you might have noticed, if you've been watching the KDL1 run, a lot of the level design for this game mode is actually inspired by KDL1. Might be a little bit late with that because this is the final part of that. So this is Krakow's Revenge. So the Revenge bosses have like attacks that deal more damage and are more annoying to deal with, but Krakow is kind of easy to do. So the story of Revenge of the King is actually that, oh, we first have Kabula, whatever. So for Kabula, you just want to sit in her face the whole time and hope to get double hits. That was pretty nice. Anyways, back to the story. The story is actually that King DDD is actually serious about trying to kill Kirby. So this is the revenge of DDD. And now we get some cutscenes with him and the best character in this game, Bandanity, who is really cute. So in this area, it is sort of a mid-boss rush. Kind of messed that up a little. And every time after a mid-boss, you get a little bit of movement to do. There we go. As you can see, DDD is a very emotional penguin. But we love him for it. So here we have Fan again. This time it is a supercharged Fan, which moves very quickly and goes from move to move really fast. So if you get unlucky, you can get absolutely destroyed, like I am being right now. It is very annoying. I have lost runs to this Fan. Also, did someone say double fire? Ah, damn. I got unlucky there. That was pretty good though in the end. Then we have the final bit of movement before we get to two of the best bosses in the game. First we have Bandanity again. Sadly, he is once again pretty easy to kill. Or is he? Because if you look carefully, you will see him in the background. This is Mass DDD. He is kind of annoying. I hope I can get lucky. And I didn't. If you get lucky, you can kill him before he does this attack. And this attack just wastes a lot of time. I didn't get the audio glitch. If you hit DDD, sometimes you can get an audio glitch and he will say like disco, and it's pretty weird. So that was Revenge of the King. Next up, we're gonna go to one of the worst game modes in my opinion. It is Helper to Hero. Helper to Hero is basically an arena where you can fight as the helpers of the game because they deserve recognition too. The reason why I don't like it is because you have to do it 20 times. You have to get it 20 times to properly complete it. And it's an arena and it gets boring after a while. Luckily, however, the game designers have agreed with me, and they made it so that the in-game defined 100% definition allows you to have only one pass of Helper to Hero, which, of course, we're gonna do with Hammer. In this case, Bonkers. And you can do donations if you want to.
Alright, we got a $10 donation from Tunavish saying, "Greetings from Canada. Much appreciation for all the runners and staff, and save the children." Thank you very much, guys, and keep the donations coming.
So for Dynablade, it actually doesn't matter where he spawns, because the hitboxes of Bonkers are slightly different than Kirby's for his attacks, which would allow me to defeat him easily. It doesn't matter on which side he spawns. Another quirk with Bonkers is that his hammer flip will stay on the field for a longer amount of time, which is pretty weird, but we make good use of it here and there. So again, just your average boss strats. It's actually kind of, yeah, I thought this was gonna happen. So I got hit by the nails of Chameleon Arm, which is actually, okay, whoops. Okay, I guess we'll have to start from the top again. Yeah, sometimes when you do a lot of damage boosting, stuff can go wrong, and I just lost a lot of time doing that. So getting hit by the nails of Chameleon Arm deals big damage, and you just jump backwards, and it's very annoying to deal with. And it really messes up the strat. I should have just gone safe instantly. So I have to, oh wow. So I have to go through this part again. It doesn't happen very often that I die here. So one of the things about helpers as well is that their jump is their second jump is a thing. With Kirby you usually puff up and you can't do attacks easily. But with helpers you just get an extra jump, which can be very useful. Ah, too early. Getting hit here is fine, as long as Chameleon Arm isn't going to mess with me again. That will be very annoying. Cool. There we go. And that is how it was supposed to go. You can do some donations.
Alright, we got $5 from Bandana D saying, "I'm not cute, I'm a powerful round warrior." By the way, it's actually Cosmic the Dolphin. Good luck, Kinnin.
Thank you, Cosmic. Oh, kind of messed that up. Again, Twin Woods. If you got any donations, just keep them going.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have any more donations, but as always, guys, you can change that. Since we're really close, well, not really that close, but we're getting closer to the donation incentive for the Glitch Showcase after the Super Mario 64 Relay Race, which would also bring us over $30,000 in total. So please, please, guys, donate and keep them coming.
So here we have Computer Virus number 4. This time they have slightly different colors and slightly more health, which isn't a problem. You still kill them in the same amount of cycles. But the Evil Knight does look very cool. And for some reason, dragons can be purple. So yeah, this RNG thing can happen, and it's very annoying. Okay, he got lucky. He didn't petrify himself. There we go. So next up is Meta Knight. So the thing you can do with Bonkers during Meta Knight is when he does this attack, you can quite easily do a hammer flip because of the different hitboxes you can do with Bonkers. I'm gonna grab some health here for safety. I don't want to die again. So first we start off with Wham Bam Rock again. Now the 2 cycle is slightly easier with Bonkers because the hammer flip stays on the field for so much longer. And then we have Wham Bam Jewel, who is one fancy guy. I mean, look at all that bling. I am so sorry for headphone users. So from the arguably the worst game mode to arguably the best game mode, which is almost completely made for speedrunning, Meta Nightmare Ultra. So here we play as the cool knight, Meta Knight, and we go fast through the first 5 game modes of the game, excluding Gourmet Race. So the thing about Meta Knight is that he has special abilities. For instance, the Meta Quick, which allows us to go fast. It is basically a invincibility candy speed up on demand, but we do have to have enough points. So whenever I defeat enemies with the sword, you'll see these blue balls fly to me, and they are called points. They will gather in my sword, as you can see on the second screen, and with it we can activate abilities like Meta Quick, which costs 8 points. Oh wow. So point management is very important in this part of the run, where we're constantly keeping track of how many points we have. Right now we want to have 30, because then we can use another very awesome ability called Mac Tornado, which costs like 30 points. And it deals 190 damage to everything on screen, which kills most things. We use it for bosses most of the time. Now the thing is about that attack is that it's a very slow attack when it comes to real time, but whenever you use it, the game time actually stops, because this game has an in-game timer, which is very awesome. In-game timed runs of this are usually the main way of going about this specific game mode. Ow. Which has been thoroughly destroyed by a cool guy named The Guest. Shoutouts to him. Here we do. Ooh, I messed up the quick kill. So some other abilities that you might see on the second screen are Night Call, which is just your average helper call, but it costs 2 points rather than being completely free. And it'll always spawn a sword guy. Another ability on the top right is Heal for 10 points. Now, in the Meta Nightmare Ultra speedrunning part, we have a code of honor among the best runners. So I will try to not heal as much as I can. And so every time I die or heal, I will donate $10. So I hope I don't die or heal too much. Don't want to kill my wallet. And you can go ahead with donation.
Alright, we got $5 from Queen saying, Bork. I love Kinnin, Bork.
So when you're using the flapping to go upwards, you want to mash as fast as you can, because the faster you mash, the faster you'll go up. I'm honestly one of the worst mashers when it comes to this game. You can go way faster than this with one hand, but I'm just a scrub. So here we have the auto-scroller, which is just something cool. There's actually a pretty cool glitch I can just show off here real quick, I guess. Which goes like this. Whee! I can barely see it actually. So what I just did is I called a helper while I was in the middle of a slide. For some reason this allows us to jump very far very quickly. I will use it in a proper spot a little later on and showcase how fast you go. So a lot of Meta Nightmare Ultra is movement with the dash you see me do all the time. It's the fastest way of traveling through this game. And it also deals a lot of damage, so I'll be using it against bosses quite often as well. So the difference with in-game time and RTA is also that I will always have way too many points. So right now I have 50, but the point round doesn't allow me to really use my abilities yet. Where usually I would actually have used Mech Tornado on the bonkers. But you can kill the bonkers quicker than it takes the Mech Tornado animation to go. So you have to focus on that. There we go. It's really cool in the newest Kirby game that they re-added Meta Nightmare. I honestly do like the changes they've done in it. So again, I have way too many points. In-game time we usually wouldn't use this meta quick here, but because I have so many points and I don't need a specific amount, I can just use it. So again, usually we would tornado this bonkers in in-game time, but for RTA it's faster to just kill him like that. Let's see if I get good RNG. Ah, wow, that was bad. So this is a boss you actually haven't seen in the Kirby game because we skip it. But in Meta Nightmare Ultra we have to do it. Which is fine. It gives us points, which is pretty cool. So the cool quirk you have with the Mech Tornado is that the higher you are, the less long the animation takes. So whenever I use it, I try to be as high as possible. Ah, too early. There we go. And that was Dynablade. So every time you get to see how fast you've gone through it. Ah, wow. I thought wow, let me land. Thank you. That was really slow. So usually during in-game timed runs, the point route is ridiculously set, especially through this area of the game, where usually missing a single point could lose you a few seconds, which is a lot in the amount of optimization we've gotten this game mode to. Yep. And then we fight against Fediwell. A cool thing about Mech Tornado is that you can actually interrupt your attacks, and it will always deal damage regardless of invincibility frames. It's only when the character isn't on screen or is like completely unable to get killed that you can't just use it. So card skip with Meta Knight is pretty fast. You can just chain these dash attacks together with a few button presses, which is pretty cool. So once again, the game actually forces you to go fast. As you can see, there were a lot less doors there than when I was here with Kirby, which is pretty nice. You can't get lost in GCO. And now we get to see a very good old friend of ours, Computer Virus, the 5th time. Now we used to use Mech Tornado here in-game time, but we rerouted the point route where it actually became faster not to do it. And instead we have to do this really cool quick kill strat, which is completely position based. And then we get cool stats again. The stats are actually different from Kirby and Meta Knight. With Meta Knight you get like coolness and mask shine, sword sharpness. And with Kirby you usually get like cuteness and roundness and stuff like that. And you can go ahead with the donation.
Alright, we have $10 from Willem with no comment. Thank you very much.
So here we just skip the entire tower rather than going into it. It is actually impossible for you to go inside of the tower because the gates are closed. Spacing with your dashes is important. Nice. Again, a lot less doors. So I could use a meta quick here because I have 50 points, but I honestly really dislike doing that. It is slightly faster, but it's not very consistent for me, so I don't use it. And then we get the fight against Webman Rock again. So once again, I try to be as high as I can to get the animation time down as much as possible. And explosions. Ugh. And that was GCO done by Meta Knight, which is nice and fast. Now, Meta Knight is kind of pissed at how his henchmen were unable to kill Kirby for him when he destroyed the Hellbird. So he's gonna do it himself now as well, because he is an evil person. Well, he's not evil, rather just angry. He has problems. So with Meta Knight, we actually do have to kill this heavy lobster. There we go. That was a really good fight. So once again, this part is known for auto-scrollers, so I hope you missed them. I sure didn't. This takes just way too long. At least the music is good. Okay, that was pretty good in the end. I was afraid I might lose some frames. So here we get the fight Wispy Woods again. Hello. Ah! Okay, that was too early actually. I tried something new. Shouldn't have done that. You can do early tornadoes and then you just waste 10 seconds. That was pretty bad. Now I have to kill him like this. It is actually slightly faster to kill him without Mech Tornado, but you have to have good RNG, which actually happened, but I usually just Mech Tornado him. That was a damage boost, so don't worry. So a cool quirk about Mech Tornado, unlike what the animation suggests, the actual center of the attack is the last position of Meta Knight. So now these bosses will fall to the left because I started on the right. You'd think they fall from the center outwards, but they don't. Also, double mashing hype. Oh, whoops. So a cool thing about this game is that it has 2 jump buttons, which makes it actually possible to do double-handed mashes on the DS, which is usually very hard with how small the buttons are. And for that section, it is pretty useful.
Sorry if I interrupt real quick, but we got a $1,000 donation, guys. It's anonymous and no comment, but thank you very much for your generosity.
Amazing. Yeah. So with a well-placed dash, you can instantly kill these Meta Knights, but didn't really do it well. So I go to the right there to get this elevator to go down, which is pretty nice. Oh, that was not very good. So once again, the center of Mech Tornado is to the left, to the last position, so they will fall to the right. So main cannon number 2 is coming up, and you'd think that I would like to have Mech Tornado for it, but it's actually faster not to do it with Mech Tornado. We actually fight him like this, and he cannot reach us now, which is pretty awesome. So I'll mention the glitch. That's this one. So that is called the Mega Jump, not the Meta Jump. What happens is basically we do a dash and we interrupt it via the touchscreen with a night call. For some reason, the game will remember your speed, but get you back into the normal state, which will allow you to add any extra speed to it, allowing you to go really fast. It is actually slower to do that in RTA, but I did it to show it off. Wow. So now I have a chance to redeem myself for not getting all the blocks. Though with Meta Knight it's pretty easy to destroy all of them. A cool fact about this auto-scroller is you can actually cause this damage thing to happen to Ivy Lobster, but as far as I know, you cannot kill him while during this auto-scroller. So once again, the difference with in-game time is that we would use Mech Tornado here, but it's slightly slower to do so. There we go. Ah, wow. Bad RNG. Meta Knight makes mincemeat of this puzzle, which is pretty cool. So with Kirby, while doing the reactor fight, we have to get a laser to the diamond and feel difficult about it. Luckily, Meta Knight is awesome enough that we can just kill it with a Mech Tornado. Now, usually it would the game mode would continue on, but they actually cut it off to prevent you from having to fight yourself, which wouldn't make much sense. So now we're in Milky Way Wishes, which this time we will have to go through in intended order. We are forced to do this. So Milky Way Wishes is probably the hardest part of Meta Knight Ultra to properly optimize, because there is just so much movement you have to do. So another thing about this part is that for the first time I actually have to pay attention to my points, because right now we are following the in-game time route to the number. So I have to make sure I have enough points, and I have more than enough actually, that is really nice. That makes my life easy. Yeah. Kind of forgot. I think I actually have too many. So here we have Fatty Will. I hope I get good luck, because I'm really bad at... Ah, cool. Good luck. I'm really bad at the other one-cycle strat with the other RNG. This RNG just makes it so much easier for me. And you can go ahead with the donation.
Alright, we have $10 from Elf Horace saying $1,000 Hypoo!
So here I'm gonna grab a little bit of health because Hot Beat is coming up and I don't want to die. Sad. Then again, if I die, I would have to donate, so I should die more often. The thing about dying is that it's honestly the worst thing that can happen. Like, even using heal is better, because when you die you lose all of your points, which is really slow. That rhythm I just went is not just for show, it's just how you're supposed to go through. go. So again, I'm gonna do a mega jump here. It's one of the more awesome ones because it's really precise. If you mess it up a little bit, you get hit. So there is actually one difference between the RTA and in-game time route in this section. In in-game time, we would actually tornado the Chameleon arm here, but I like to keep it a little bit safer in 100% and keep the ability open to use heal. And this kill is pretty fast too. So now we're gonna go to Cavius, which I like to call the restock area. Because it's just a lot of mid-boss fights where we get points. And if you got hit a lot in Hot Beat, there is a lot of health here as well. Oh wow. So this Wham Bam rock has a little bit more health than the other one, so I can't go all that high. I just have to be on the ground. And so far this MKU has been going really well, or at least this Milkway wishes. So for a very long time in this section, we thought that we were forced to go into these cannons, but you can just kill the block sword here. So another glitch, by the way, is, you might have noticed, that weird jump I did in midair. We like to call that the drop double jump. It was found by a very old MKU runner called Sny. You can do it like that. The way it works is that when you do certain actions while you run off a ledge, for some reason the game allows you to jump in midair, which is quite useful. And one of these actions is actually using a slash, so it's really easy to trigger them. There we go. That was a good fight. So I'm gonna show the drop double jump a little bit easier here. Let's just do that and whoop, I can jump. Actually gives me some space to use meta quick. Oh, okay, I just jumped into his arms. I love you too, Biospark. Not right now. Oh, okay, that worked out. So the thing about Meta Knight's sword is it can actually solve all puzzles, unlike Kirby, who has to have the right ability. So once again, I need to pay attention to my points here because there's a lot of bosses coming up. But looking at my points right now, we are golden. Ooh, that was bad. My health, however, is on the bad side. There we go. There. Sorry, I have computer virus number 6, which is the final one. So we're finally done with getting annoyed by the RNG of these guys. Actually, kind of messed up the first cycle. Sorry. You can go ahead with a donation real quick.
Alright, we have an anonymous $10 donation and another $10 donation from Pancakes Guy saying, I don't know who any of you are, but here, have some money.
So now we're gonna go to the final boss of Milky Way Wish, no, of Meta Nightmare Ultra, who you can hear is a pretty cool dude already. He is the greatest warrior of the universe, and he happens to look a lot like Meta Knight. He's called Galactonite. Now it's important to keep him in a proper spot. I might actually have to heal. That was really good. So whenever he goes into the middle, it's sort of RNG what he does. So we want to avoid that RNG as much as possible. Oh, and we do that by tornadoing him third time, which should kill him, hopefully. There we go. I got good RNG anyways. And now we get a cutscene that I cannot skip. So this is the first time I have some downtime during the entire run. Haha. Well, let's stretch a little bit. So at the end we will be able to see how fast we've done Meta Nightmare Ultra. I like to aim for a sub 26, so let's see what we got. Nice, that was a 25-29, which is really good actually. That is what I would take on any run. So now we go to the final game mode of this game, which is called the True Arena. As you can guess, it is a boss rush. But it's slightly harder, because now we get all the newer bosses, and you have actually a lot less health to go around. So where with the normal arena, all these little tomatoes on the side are full health healers, these are like little health healers. I basically have 2 health bars to finish the entire arena, and a lot of new time players have a lot of difficulty with this arena. But once you know what you need to do, it becomes a lot easier. These two are the bane of my existence. I absolutely despise having to do this fight. It is really annoying. Ah, I messed that up. That could have been really cool. You can 3-cycle these with hammer, but I am very bad at it. So this is a 5-cycle for your consideration. So the first, I think it was 6 bosses are completely the same, are completely random. But the last 4 are always the same 4 bosses. So we're gonna start off with Mass DDD. Let's hope we get lucky this time. Well, if I do that. And we did not get lucky. There's one specific move that'll allow me to kill him before this, but it is honestly one of the rarest things you can have in a run. And then next up we have Wham Bam Jewel. You can do a donation real quick.
Beautiful. It's a donation for you from Xafication saying, this run is perfection with a bottle of whiskey on the side. Love the commentary, Kinnin. Still hype, hype, hype for the Mario glitches. And it was $6.90.
Thank you very much. So now we have the cool knight again. With Meta Knight, you can't actually deal that much damage to him compared to with Hammer. So we will kill him a lot quicker than Meta Knight can, as you can see. I mistimed that. Bad luck. Really bad luck, actually. These are so annoying to deal with. Okay. I have no... No! Why? Give me my hammer. Urgh. Those can be very, very annoying, as you can see. They're the worst enemies to get. Luckily, we still have some tomatoes left. So now we have the final boss of the game. It's called Mark's Soul. When you killed Mark's, his body fell into Nova, and it like, for some reason, accumulated power. And now we get one of the most annoying bosses in the game. So wherever he spawns is completely random at this point. If you get lucky like this, you can do a lot of hammer flips to him, which is nice. But if you get unlucky, he spawns just slightly too high. But this is nice. I actually skipped an attack here. If you deal enough damage to him, he will instantly go into this attack rather than a different one. I'm fine with getting hit here. That was a really good fight. Get ready on time. Also, best scream in the game. And time. Nice, 208.14. That's pretty good. I'll take that. We got a final Kirby dance, and we have mastered Kirby, apparently. So yeah, quick shoutouts to Unwonu for laying the base of this run, for Guest for destroying MKU together with me, and for Profane Glitch for finding a lot of new strats that have pushed this game to its limits. And thank you all for watching.